guys, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post fragrance related content on this platform. If you're here for the first time, please consider staying by subscribing and becoming part of the family. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Also remember to hit the like and share button, as those are helpful in ensuring that our videos get to a wider audience. I have a couple of fragrances to review for you here, and these are not going to be based on for first impressions, but they're new to my collection. I've had the fragrances here for about 10 days, starting with Abiyedh Passion. I'm one of the last ones, to jump onto this passion because it came from far away. I can't remember where my partner got this one from. I'm going to go on skin because I find that it communicates way better on skin when I get a lot of precision, from this fragrance on my skin. Now, while it dries down, it looks like the Abiyedh line by Lattafa is giving us bangers and bangers, because their last release that I absolutely loved was Scarlet. And then they gave us Coral, and now they have given us this one. And if you are a Lattafa OG like myself, you will know that the Abiyedh line has got a lot more fragrances like I Am White, Rouge, Leather, Poudre, if you know. Now, Passion. Okay, this is a fragrance that I like, and I'm not here to compare it with whatever it's supposed to be inspired by, because I haven't put my nose on that fragrance. This one is a fragrance that opens up with that passion fruit. Oh my God, it is a burst of passion fruit, a sweetened passion fruit feel that gives this sort of like a tropical weight. And if I hadn't been told, and I'd been blindfolded and asked what else would have been in this, I would have said banana, right? Because there is something like a banana real chord, that swooshes through together with that passion fruit. And they have, again, at the top used the citruses. If I hadn't looked at the note pyramid, I would have said this probably has tangerine or a sweet citrus, not necessarily bergamot. So that's going to be the opening of this fragrance. Very enjoyable, very interesting, energizing, sparkly, happy. Okay, mood lifter, right, is what I get from Abiyedh Passion. But there is something in this that top opens way to that I'm not pretty sure whether I like. And it leaves me thinking, I wish Lattafa had made that passion fruit last a little longer. But it's not a bad fragrance. I love this one. Actually, on my Abiyedh lineup, I would put this one perhaps at number 2 after Scarlet. So I absolutely love this fragrance. But I just wish they had used something to tie that passion fruit. But then again, maybe it wouldn't have represented what it's supposed to be smelling like accurately, because I don't have that fragrance. Lattafa has gone on to give us a note pyramid that incorporates mahonal in this, all right? And there is that rose folia in this, and then there is the cashmere. But what those do to this fragrance is they swoop in to add a powdery weight to this fragrance. And that's the part where I kind of feel, but I still love it nonetheless. Because remember I said energizing, exciting, fun, mood lifter, happy, and then you start to get this powder. Okay, that kind of feels a little bit serious, making it mature, which is sort of like black and white. Like the top was sweet, was fun, and then now it's serious. That is the only thing I'd say this fragrance is doing that I am not too pleased about. So this is not going to be linear. You've got to have an opening with that fun, fruity, passion fruit sweetened feel there. You start to lose it at about 30 minutes, somewhere thereabout. It starts to, you can feel it going, sort of like, please hold on, but it's going, okay? And then you get into that rose folia, that cashmere, and those add a powdery weight, serious weight to the fragrance, and that's the part that stays the longest. That's the dry down. And some of you guys are going to say, of course, you can't expect passion fruit to hold on the entire time, but I'm just saying it's the contrast here that I get, where I have this fun, happy scent, and then it gets into this powdery, wave, which I don't really mind, but I just wish perhaps Lattafa would have maybe even tweaked that passion fruit to last a little bit longer. In itself, it is a long-lasting fragrance. I mean, if you like that powdery accord, the wrap-up of the powderiness, you're going to carry that all through in somewhat of a, very gentle touch of sweetness, very soft enough not to disturb the powder. Is a sweetness that you're going to get here from the vanilla and a tad bit of tonka and of course the musk. It is pretty long lasting. It's a good one, but that is the only thing I can fault this one for, the fact that it gets into this umbrella powder. That is the only con, but I love this fragrance. So it's going to tick the boxes for all ages because of that. The fun aspect is going to have the young at heart loving it. And then, of course, those that say, oh, I don't like my fragrances, you know, fruit scented, are going to say, oh, at least it turns powdery. Now, before I get into the next fragrance, I just want to give a shout out to our two fragrances as Macedon Perfumes. Primary Extract of Afar is a creation of mine, together with Macedon Perfumes, a brand that we established in 2024. Now we're on to our second fragrance, nummer. These fragrances you can pick up right here on YouTube in our YouTube store or by going to macedonperfumes.com. This is 120 mls, while this one is 100 mls, and both are of an extract concentration. When you get these fragrances, leave feedback right here on YouTube or on Fragrantica, because we are now on Fragrantica. Now on to the second fragrance. This, guys, is a fragrance that I couldn't wait to get in my collection. My partner had to sit through a TikTok live by Rene to see if she could grab the fragrance. She missed it. Yes, she missed it. And then Nikki Purposeful Life was able to get it for us, right? And, you know, when she got it, she split it with me. Now, this is the, not Nikki, my partner, okay? This is the packaging. One of the grand packagings you can think of. And this is the back packaging. So it's going to be a box shielding this. Now, because my partner opened this and decanted it, and I forgot to ask her whether these papers were inside, but I don't think so. I think it was her trying to secure the bottle, right? The bottle then sits in here. This is a Rene 2026 release. The name of the fragrance is called Midnight Sin, and that is where it sits. And what do you think of that? Talk of packaging. Beautiful. Gonna spray this one on skin as well because, Danielle Rene. I've had the opportunity to meet Danielle in 2024 at Beauty World. I actually did interview him when he launched his fragrance Jawari. Now this is a close-up of Midnight Sin. Let me spray it here so that as I yap, it would be drying. Okay, there you go. Okay, right. And as I said, my partner took quite a lot of this out of the bottle because she couldn't secure a bottle for herself in time, and she was also curious, about what this fragrance is doing. So she did pump out a couple of sprays there for herself, and I have this, guys. This is gorgeous. And before I received this fragrance, I was looking on Fragrantica to see what some people who have this fragrance are comparing it to, and guys, no. There are some comparisons of this fragrance to Rihanna's Rebel, and there are some comparisons of this fragrance to Afnan Modest Dieu, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not saying those people are wrong. Of course, we smell fragrances differently. This fragrance, to me, is a beautifully done dark chocolate in cherry scent. This fragrance to me carries a mystery that I cannot put my hands on. This fragrance to me does not remind me of 1,000 fragrances out there on the market. Truly speaking, I cannot compare this fragrance to anything that I've smelled before. Of course, there's a lot of fragrances, so there probably will be comparisons, but not personally from my side. I cannot compare this fragrance to anything else in my collection or that I've encountered in a store or something. This is gorgeous, guys. It has this chocolate mixing with this cherry liqueur, and there's a dry feel to the overall scent itself. It does list the note of tea, but I don't get to a point of smelling like tea in this, unless the tea in this is encoded to interpret to the senses as dry tea. Like, say for instance, you opened tea bags, right, and you smell that. Maybe it's not a green tea to me. This is gorgeous. Oh my God, Danielle nailed it with this fragrance. This is creativity. This is art in a bottle. Besides it being a beautiful bottle, it is a juice that is fantastic. This, I can see myself buying a backup, honestly. And as I said, I don't know Daniel Rene on a personal basis. I've only met him but once. I think there is actually a video of him on my channel when I met him, when we were talking about his release Jawari, and that's just about it. But kudos, he did a good job on this one. The mid of this fragrance is going to have the white florals, particularly that gardenia. So we keep the dark chocolate. The dark chocolate is actually the base, but we keep it, okay? Because I somewhat am able to smell it even at the top there. Like immediately I'm able to smell it coming through with that cherry liqueur. So those are going to stay, you know, for the entire duration of you wearing this fragrance. And then there's a powdery accord that swoops in. That powdery accord is also dusty. It could be that the oris in here gives a like a realistic dusty thingy, or it could be the patchouli, because it also has patchouli, but amazing. I could speak about this one the whole day. And it lasts. When I got it, I sprayed it here. I have a tendency of, when I smell a fragrance in the air and I think I'm gonna like it, I wear it here, okay? Because sometimes when I wear fragrances on my arms, I forget, and then they get rubbed off. So I wore this here, and I remember smelling myself like this during the day. It was just amazing. Okay, so this is a beautiful one. Absolutely love this. Even the dramatic bottle does it for me. And lastly, guys, I'm going to review two fragrances which I found. I didn't realize I hadn't reviewed this. They were in my collection. I got them off SWP Health and Beauty. If you would like to support Nikki Purposeful Life's company, she sells decants of Middle Eastern fragrances and other fragrances in general, and she does tend to get fragrances quickly. She's the one who actually got us this one, okay? So I found Queen Checkmate by Asdaaf. Okay, this is a decant. We're gonna spray together here, and I'm gonna tell you my quick thoughts about what it's doing. Oh, okay, the juice is pink. I didn't know. Okay, so this is an Asdaaf fragrance, and the Queen is going to suggest, of course, that it is a feminine fragrance. And I think I do remember seeing a bottle like this, a chest piece, okay? And this, guys, is a bubblegummy tuberose. Case closed. That's what I get. Beautifully done bubblegum, powdery tuberose scent. I noticed that it's been compared to Scandal Absolute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a sample out of that Scandal Absolute, because I have it. And what I remember, if my memory serves me well, was me not caring for that fragrance. So I'm marveled as to why this one is working for me. It has a fig, I think, in the mid, and some mixed spices, but it remains that brightened, creamy even tuberose and a powdery makeup-y aspect about it. I'm not mad at this one. If this was a blind buy in full size, I don't think I'll be regretting. This is a nice bubblegum, creamy tuberose scent with a creamy sandalwood as well, and just a faint figginess about it. So yeah, that is Queen Checkmate. And then the last one that I found is Badria by Asdaaf. I don't know. I'm not sure whether I've even seen a bottle of this, but let us try it together, and I will tell you whether it is something that I like or not. Asdaaf is a subsidiary of Lattafa. All right, so let's see. This is Badria. Oh, okay. This is fresh. Kind of feels like it has lychee or a watermelon, actually. Fresh, clean. I'm getting like a fruity, aquatic, fresh, crisp, clean, semi-sweet scent. Something in this fragrance kind of feels like watermelon, or it's just my nose. Okay, it leaves the notes of bergamot, green apple, and lemon at the top. Of course, the top is going to align with what I had said earlier, that it's crisp, it's fresh, it's clean, that sort of thing. But I don't know why I am getting this watermelon thing. But then again, it's on first impressions. Okay, so there is that. Now there is sort of like a greenness coming into the mix, slight greenness, where if I smelled this after an hour and that greenness was in the lid, I wouldn't be shocked, because it is really sort of like extracting the green aspect of it, which should be, of course, the use of those florals that they have used. I think it does list here jasmine and lily of the valley, rose as well. It's okay. It's an okay scent, guys. It's based off of first impressions. I was just curious to come to you and tell you my thoughts, but I was focused more on the passion and the midnight scene. Okay, the Asdaaf, if at all I find out whether it's a dupe or not, and I happen to have a fragrance that it smells like, I might just bring it back to compare. Otherwise, guys, let's call it a wrap. I don't want this video to go on forever. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Do you have any Daniel Rene fragrances? He has done a lot of fragrances. I think he has done some with a Nash, if I'm not mistaken, and he has that Jawari, which is a spicy, woody, embery scent, and now he has given us midnight scent. If you do have fragrances from him, we can discuss more in the comment section. Also, remember to tell me your thoughts about Passion from the Abiyedh line. Remember to turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, guys, and remember, the smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.